And here we are. So Carole, welcome. Very happy to see your
Thank you.
face. Happy to see you in Paris. And just for everyone to know, we almost met each other in the. We probably met each other in the sky. Like when I was in Paris, when I landed, I said, "Oh, where are you?" I said, "Oh, I'm landing in Bali." So we probably could have grabbed the coffee in Doha or in Dubai or somewhere in between. So Carole, why don't you start by saying yes, who you are, how you feel, and your intention for today?
So I think it's still echoing, Alex.
You need to close
So
Facebook.
hold on.
Close Facebook.
Okay, is it better now?
Yeah, close Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Yes. So hello everyone. Bonjour, bonjour. I'm Carole. I'm French. Look, I've got my stripy top just to prove it today. And I'm a vision whisperer and a merchant of knowledge and audacity. So my job is to unleash the genius out of people, especially out of entrepreneurs, to find out what really makes them unique and what they would love to create with their life and their business. But I also work with women in the tourism industry, and I also work with women who would love to travel the world solo and are afraid to do so. So I run circles which are called the Turned On Female Traveler Women's Circle, for women who dream of traveling the world solo and want to make love to the world. And I have also an around the world virtual journey that I'm launching next week, where we go to 7 different countries and we meet a local woman in each of these countries. And we learn life lessons and pearls of wisdom from each woman through different cultures to grow ourselves. So it's kind of self-development through travel. It's got a bit of a twist. But we also create positive impact in the country because we link Western women to local women to make sure that they can also create holidays together and then go and have more authentic and unique experiences as a result. So this is me. I come from the center of France, a small town in the Loire Valley. And that's it. And I'm small. But I think big.
All right, Carole. Thank you. Thank you so much for this powerful, energetic introduction. And I just feel in my body opening up, and I know what's coming when you're in the room and what kind of magic that you create around you with everyone that you impact. So I know that you guys are in for a treat. So tell us a little bit about what you intend to talk to us about today.
So today, because I'm a nice little soldier, I'm going to talk to you about your why, because this is what Alex ordered me to do. So I better know what to do. When he wants me to do something, I just say it and I just do it. We're going to look into. I can't tell you much more. Then we're going to look into your why, because I want to make sure that I've got a few surprises and I can light up your brain and your soul a few times today. So there you are.
Let me just start with something a little bit challenging for you, Carole, because I know that finding your why is important, and I called you to do that talk because I did one session on the why, and it was, if I were to judge myself, as probably one of the poorest moment of the training. And reflecting back on it, I thought, you know what? Because I don't really believe in it, I shifted and said, most important question was not the why, but the who. Who am I? And figuring out who am I was more important than why I was doing this. So I thought, can I throw that ball at you and see how you respond to that?
Yes. So why don't you ask me this question at the end of the session?
Why not?
Alex took like typical French, already trying to revolutionize everything.
No, okay. What I implied with it, and I just want to say, isn't it the same thing to figure out who you are and figuring your why?
The thing is, who you are and why you do things are intrinsically connected. But But who you are depends upon two things, because you are two things. So let me dive in. Yes. So imagine that you're divided into two. There is a part of you that is everything that has to do with your ego. Yes. And then your ego is everything that has to do with the sum of all the experiences that you have accumulated in your entire life, the sum of knowledge that you have acquired, all the things that your parents, your neighbors, your teachers, your friends, your grandparents, your religion, your culture has told you is right or wrong. This is who you are. Yes? This is your past. This is what has fashioned you. You cannot erase it. I mean, I have met people in Bali who have changed their name in the hope that it would erase their past, which is, excuse my French, BS, because you just can't erase who you are. All these things are part of you, and there is no shame in any of that. This is who you are. This is, you know, I think in a certain way because I was born in France. Had I been educated in England, I would probably have different sets of beliefs. I would eat fish and chips, or I would eat, you know, beans on toast, which are typical no-go in my, you know, in my habits here. Yes. So you are fashioning a certain way. That's who you are. Then you have the other side of you, which is your genius. And your genius is all the beautiful thing that you are. It's your soul. It's your spirit. These are the things that have been untouched by the other side that has fashioned you to believe that there are things that are right or wrong. Your genius is about what's true to you. Your ego is about what's right or wrong. So you're both. But when you think of your why, you got to find out where your why is coming from. Because if it comes from your ego, you're basically screwed up. And if it comes from your genius, then this is where we start having something that sizzles, and that's really important. So an awareness of that is absolutely essential. So let me ask everyone. So I'm pretty interactive as a deliverer. So I will need, you know, I'll need you to answer my questions, please. Children, I need some interaction. I want to ask you a question, which is, why are you learning how to cold breathe? Can you tell me in the chat box what brought you to doing this thing and to starting and to learning how to cold breathe? Why did you do that? Open up myself, Jan. Okay. Thank you very much for this quick and prompt answer. Good student. Katarina, Ladislas, I can.
Yeah, maybe I speak.
You can speak, Katarina.
So for me, it was to overcome the fear from the ice and the cold. I didn't like the cold.
Is there any other reason?
Yeah, I was called to Alex. I felt I need to do it when I met him. That's the truth.
Okay, so for you, the reason was to do something that was daring. Yes, is that what I'm hearing? Courageous, something that is courageous, or is it something that was only to do with the physical side, which is that you have an issue with the cold and you want to learn how to manage that cold? We can't hear you. You're mute.
You need to unmute, Katarina.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like Sandrine now. It was inner calling.
Okay, I want to know. Okay. I want to know more about this inner calling. I'm trying, like, I am a dog with a bone. Yes. So I like to ask why and what it actually means. So what's the, sorry, what's that inner calling about? What is it about?
Okay, maybe I will not answer what you want to hear, because when I told that in the group before, when I met Alex, I really felt I need to do that. I met him and I felt, yes, I want to do that. I met that person and that character, and now I know, because that character in him is in me, and that was calling me.
Okay, so okay, Sandrine, you speak about curiosity. I love that. That's really interesting. So Katarina, because you volunteer, I'm going to make you suffer now. But what is the appeal of it?
Yeah, okay, curiosity, yeah.
Okay, so you're curious to see what? What are you curious to see? What is going to happen as a result?
Yes, because you have a calling, but you go to the uncertainty. You don't know what is it, and you are curious, and you can choose. Okay, I'm afraid, or I want to try it. And
okay, so the curiosity, if I'm hearing well, the curiosity is about knowing whether you can withstand the pain, whether you are capable of doing that. Okay, so the reason why it's calling up to you is because you want to see whether you are capable of doing something that you think you might not be capable of doing, something that's impossible. Are you capable of doing something that looks impossible?
yeah, let's say, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So any other way that you want to express it? Because there is always a reason why you have a calling. You don't have calling don't just come and say, whoops. There is always a synchronicity. There is always something that happened that tells you this is the right thing to do right now.
Okay, I know. I know what it is. It was because it was like a teacher's training, and I was like, teacher's training, like me teacher training. And it was, again, a curiosity, and I maybe felt inside that I want to do and be a teacher and speak, but I was never good enough to do it. I felt never good enough. And so I didn't really look at the ice cold breath work. I saw the teacher's training.
Good. So that the how didn't really matter. It's the what that was interesting, and the why do it. So it is a way for you to, is it a way for you to prove to yourself that you're capable of doing something that you might feel nervous about? Like the idea of knowing that you can do that, will that open doors to thinking that you are powerful and that you can do anything?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's going to make you feel really, really, I'm almost like invincible if I hear, yes?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm just looking at the chat box. Thank you, Katarina. Thank you for playing, for being game, yes? So Jan, you spoke about opening yourself. Okay, so why is it that you need to open yourself, Jan?
Yeah, I'll unmute myself as well here and do it over here. So I'm just longing for a connection, being with the community and spreading all my energy and love and whatever I stand for.
So does it feel that if you do this, you will be able again to do something that makes you nervous and makes you and that you're a bit afraid of doing? So it's all about overcoming your fears, but your fears are not around I'm not good enough or I can't do things. Your fears are more about I can't connect with people openly.
Yeah.
Okay, great, brilliant. So we have a why, yes. Sandrine, a lot of curiosity always, been interested in yes, wanted to know more and maybe able to share it as one more thing for a healing process. Okay, so Sandrine, what I hear is that your interest has to do with how you can use that modality to also help others and how you can use that in your own job.
Yes.
Am I right? Yes.
Yes.
Is there a personal reason why you want to do it?
Personal reason, yes, I'm always really interested in anything related to healing, and I'm always interested to experience it for myself also first.
And where does that curiosity and where does that need of experiencing things for yourself come from? Do you know?
I don't know. I've always been really interested in holistic medicine, in always since a really long time ago. My first job actually was working for a laboratory for natural medicine, like vitamins and some supplements, and then I've always been interested in healing in physical, food, and yoga, meditation, any kind of healing modality. I've done an instructor for self-healing 2 times in China also.
Wow, that's impressive. So it's this. So for you, it's really the power of healing that drives you. Yes.
Yes, of self-healing,
Fantastic.
like giving tools to people to really become independent regarding their health and learn more about themselves.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And Florian connect to myself in energize and get high on my own supply. Yeah, I'm sure it's much cheaper than getting high on other supplies. Florian, what is this need that you have to connect to yourself? Why do you need to do that? What's missing?
Hey everyone, good morning. Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of like why we are on Earth, right? We are here to learn about ourselves, to learn who we are. I think that's kind of like the reason why we are here as humans, and the idea is then to identify tools that resonate with us and that helps us our life flow in a way. So. And I for me, I tried a lot of things, especially in the past years, and I was always looking for tools. And for me, I found breathwork and ice bath to be one of the most powerful tools. So that's my why I'm doing it. Yeah. Because I learned about myself. I can listen to my body.
So for you, it has to do with knowing your limits.
Yeah, as well. Not only limits, but also to be able to connect with my body and listen to my body, and also get out of my mind, because often we are triggered by our mind, or we connect with, or we identify with our thoughts or emotions, and it's really helping me to just connect to my body and to listen to my body, and because our body always knows and tells us what's right for us, because all the information is on a cellular level, and so yeah. It's just a tool to be completely present with the body.
And what do you envisage to create as a result of taking part in the breath work? Because
Sorry,
you say that you want to connect with yourself, get out of the mind. So what's the reason behind that? Why do you want to do that?
Yeah, because that's the way how can I explain it? It just it's why I want to do that, because I think that's the way to our true self in a way. That's to really know who we really are, you know. It's and to understand. For me, it's kind of like a tool to always kind of check in with myself, right? Because sometimes we are just overwhelmed with external things, and it's just a way to look inwards and to just be, yeah, just to be with ourselves and to know ourselves in a way. And why? Yeah, why? It's because that's the only way we can live our a life of purpose in a way, and to act out of out of uh, out of um, out of something that is completely ourselves in a way, and to not
Yeah,
be
so,
triggered.
so what I hear is that it's a way for you to connect with your genius.
Yes, as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
brilliant, fabulous, genius or purpose. So, what is interesting by asking you these questions is that, and I don't know if you've realized, but that there are two types of answers. There are answers that are very anchored in genius, which is about creating something, and there are answers, or healing, for example, like Sandrine, and there are answers that are anchored in trying to deal with something that you think might be wrong about you, like I need to open up more, or I need to know to be more confident, yeah, and to know that I'm good enough. So it's very important to know why you're doing things, because it's very important to know where it's coming from. If you do them from what I call ego, trying to prove something to yourself, it will be useful, but it won't be long lasting, because it's done out of ego, because it will feel like it's a quick fix. Yes, it's something that just happens, you do it, but I can tell you, doing it once is not going to be dealing with your feelings of insecurity, or your feelings of not belonging, or of not being able to connect. Yes, it's the start, it's a trigger, it's the switch, but you will need more in order to be able to really kind of overcome all these things that your brain is telling yourself. So when we ask about the why, it's incredibly useful in the way that we behave and in what we want to create as a result. Yes, what is it that we're going to use this experience to create? Because if you don't think about something positive that is going to help with, if it's only about you and overcoming your fears, then what happens, what happens next? Yes. And that's where I question the reason, like when Alex was saying, that who and that why, you need to know which part of your whom it comes from. Yes, to make sure that it comes from a positive mindset rather than a negative mindset, and trying to prove to yourself that you're doing something against what you think you are. So what are you, actually, that's my question. What do you want to create as a result of doing the cold breathing? So I've heard from Sandrine, because what she wants is use it as a healing modality. But what do you want to practically create, either in your personal life or in your business, as a result of doing the course with Alex? Tell me. Do you have a practical outcome, something that you want to create? Hello, Guy. Everyone is saying, oh, gee, no kidding. Okay, this is the surprise of the day. Guy and I met when we were in Bali. So that's lovely. I had absolutely no idea that he would jump onto the call. So tell me,
Me
now
neither.
that we have, you saw me and you just couldn't resist. You thought Alex
Exactly.
and Carole in the same room, like, I have to jump in.
Exactly.
Then,
Lovely.
Carole,
We
can I?
go on, Sandrine? Yeah, go on, please.
Hi, Guy. Yeah, then for me, it would be, it's really something like I realized that learning about all these modalities and also about the course with Alex really helped me so much in my life. And what I said, it's like really sharing my own experience with others and make an impact in the world. It's really like something I feel how much people need some support. And I really, it's something really inside of me, be part of that and really help the world to evolve in a better way, helping people to be more connected and more present and have more tools for themselves.
Brilliant. And for yourself as well, I suppose.
Yes, actually, it's, you know, it's a really sharing about my own experience. I can see
Mhm.
how I changed in 20 years of doing so many things and what it brought me. And today it's really the time where I can really share about my own experience.
Thank you very much. So Sandrine, what business do you have? Describe to me what you have created or what you are creating right now.
But I've created an eco resort, a retreat center here in Bali. I've been here for 15 years. And actually the purpose of Swasti from the beginning was really to create a place where people could experience new things like eating organic, maybe eating vegetarian, eating the food from the garden, experiencing maybe for the first time some yoga, some meditation, why not also some breath work. Actually, the purpose I realized today was really exactly the same like what I'm doing now. Then for me to be able now to really share it, I have a place, I have a shala, you know. Then instead to have groups coming, I can also maybe do my create my own groups and have people there and facilitate. And I realized I did my first real class few days ago, last week. And actually my first real class live was with the national team of surfers, Indonesian. Then it was quite challenging. But when I was doing that and sharing with them and talking with them, I realized that I've been doing that all my life with Swasti guests, with people I was meeting. I was sharing homeopathy, I was sharing food knowledge, I was sharing always so many things like this. Then I'm really excited because now I know I can do that and I will do that.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. So you've created a wonderful place, by the way. I love your place. It's really, really cool.
Thank you.
And a really, yeah, a place that's very interesting and very unique. And I'll go back, you know, I'll go back to that as well to ask a few questions around that. Katarina, what is your business now? What have you created? What are you planning to create after taking Alex's course and becoming invincible?
So my biggest dream, I haven't created anything yet, but my biggest dream is standing up and sharing my wisdom and making a better life for others by the truth, by the uniqueness, what we all have inside us. We just haven't discovered it yet. So I really want to be that person who is truthful and unique and share these gifts with others that they can see, they can open up also.
Okay, thank you very much.
I want to be the teacher.
And you'd love to be a teacher?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Jan?
Yes. So I could relate with both Katarina and Sandrine a lot. Like why I'm doing is to open up is to for humanity and for myself. It's like two steps that go together. I want to do the work for myself to open up and shine light to maybe people on the path that haven't seen it yet, and I want to learn from people that are above me and take in their light so I can shine to the all around me. So I don't have
Right.
any business yet in this
Yet.
area. No, not yet.
So do you have an idea? Do you have something that you would like to create?
It's not tangible just yet. It's more emotional level. It's bubbling inside of me.
Okay, I don't need it to be
nothing.
tangible.
Yeah. So it's like I said, just connecting with people and opening up space, being able to, first of all, walk the walk, do everything that I want to share, do it by myself first and foremost, and going through my personal hell to show others that go through similar things, that power lies within. We don't have to look to anybody else, but the power always lies within.
So what kind of people would you be interested in helping?
I think it became a little bit clear to me yesterday for some reason that it's probably the people that aren't awake at all. It's like I've been surrounded with people like that my whole life, and I've always done me, so I could relate with Sandrine. I've been doing this my whole life, but on a different kind of level. So I definitely will be around the people here in my community back in Sweden, and not enforcing anything, just being myself and see what sticks.
Well done, thank you very much. And then Florian, what is it that you would love to create? I mean, have you created a business already? Do you already have something?
Yeah, I started to facilitate already sessions, group sessions once, but it was still like very broad, just in general for people who are interested in breathwork and ice bath. And my idea is to kind of conceptualize, yeah, kind of like maybe like my own kind of facilitation, and then using different tools. So I'm still like kind of brainstorming on that, and also maybe develop like a coaching concept. But I'm also still identifying target audience, so I'm still in a conceptualizing process. But yeah, I could imagine to do like maybe like group facilitations for, I don't know, maybe for entrepreneurs or companies, because I used to work also in consulting before, so I kind of know what are the challenges in big corporations or in consulting, or yeah, in the corporate space. So maybe I can combine those my previous experience with the new skills that I learned, and yeah, and just help like help the teams to work better and to connect more with their intention to find more purpose, and then using different tools like breathwork and intentions, meditations, bioresonance, and all the tools that I learned and that I use over time to kind of create something out of this and adapt it to the individual needs of the either person itself or the group.
Thank you. Guy?
Hi, Carole. So the question
Hello.
is why I've been following this training.
The question now, the question now, I'm going to move you on, is what is it that, why do you plan on creating as a result of this training, or what have you already created that you think this training will impact on?
There are different layers on what I want to create or develop. The first layer is myself as a husband, as a father, as a friend, as a lover. So that's the first layer, and probably the most important to me. So it's for me a way to develop this capacity to be the father I can be, the husband I can be, the friend I can be. Then the second layer is on a small initiative I have launched here in New Caledonia. The first one is an activity of training people around the Wim Hof method and breathwork. And so I started to facilitate, organize workshops around this activity in Numia. And clearly I realized how important it is to be inspired by others and explore this field through a group, so that then you can share it on your own community. So that I have started, and I keep doing it at my own pace. And then a third layer, and yeah, it's a more long-term project. I have started working on a business in France, but I'm not sure it's gonna work now because of the COVID situation. The banks have stepped back out of the financing of the whole stuff. But it is a place where all those activities can be shared. And it's well, it's a bit long to develop on the detail of this project, but as it seems like this initiative in France may not come to a success, I'm trying to think building something similar here in New Caledonia. So.
That would be amazing.
Absolutely.
So I'm asking you this question because you know, Alex, we're looking at the personal, and I really love your answer, Guy, because it was, you know, on a personal level, but also on a work level, yes, and on a professional level. And what's important is to actually make sure that when you ask yourself about your why, that why is reflected into the business that you are creating. And all of you are the type of entrepreneurs that want to do that, yes? So there is alignment, yes? And the one thing that now is happening is that people are not buying into what you are offering, but they buy into why you are doing it. So I don't know if you're familiar with the golden circle and with Simon Sinek. Have you ever heard of Simon Sinek? Okay. If you haven't, tell me, yes, because there's nothing wrong with not having heard of Simon Sinek, who happens to be my future husband, but he still doesn't know it. So Simon Sinek has this amazing talk on TED, which is, I think, in the top 5 TED Talks, you know, ever top watched TED Talks, and it's about the why. And he interviewed hundreds and hundreds of companies to find out that the difference between the companies that survive and the companies that thrive is the fact that the companies that thrive are companies that communicate their why. So they are able to say why they do something. Not the how is not the interesting thing. The what they deliver is not necessarily the interesting thing. Thank you, Alex. But what really, really matters is the why you're doing it. Yes. So before we move on with this, I would like you to do a little exercise for me. A very French exercise. I would like you to imagine that you're single. So imagine that you're single. If you're single, then, you know, you don't have to imagine anything. But you're single and you are looking for your life partner. You're not looking for a Tinder date. You are not looking for a one-night stand. You're looking for companionship, marriage potential. If you're into this thing, you're looking for someone that you're going to create a future with. So you go on the dating website, and there is a lot of information there about a lot of potential candidates, and they all look good. So you start reading their profile because you're a woman, and you must pick one of them who is the best. So who is going to be that one person that you are choosing from out of all these people that appear on that online dating website? And I would love you to tell me how you choose who you are going to date. Not for a one-night stand, not for a Tinder date, but to date, to go on a date for, in order to build a future with that person.
So
can you, yeah.
We have to imagine we are single and we have to imagine we are a woman. That's what you say, no?
You can imagine that you're a man. I was just planting here. Statistically, men don't read profiles.
Would have been funny.
So imagine that, yeah, you have all these people and you can only make one choice. So what are the three criteria? What are the three criteria that you're going to use to choose that person that you potentially are going to share your life with?
Can we get 5?
Oh, Guy, you are so demanding. You are being so French. Start with 5 and then we'll reduce it to 3. Between 3 to 5 then, okay? But I'd love you to actually go down to 3 because it's a typical French to do. They always want more. Be more Anglo-Saxon and go straight to the point.
Carole, can I ask? So what is an example? What is an example of the criteria? What you mean?
Well, you could say they look good. Yeah, maybe that's really super important for you and you think that this is what matters the most for someone that you want to stay with the rest of your life. Yeah, I know, Katarina. Don't ask your brother, he won't have the answer. The answer is different for everyone. So I need three characteristics, 3 criteria, and you can put them in the chat box. Go on, tell me what they are.
Okay, I'm done, Carole. You know, it's
You're
funny
done?
because, yeah, this game, I remember when I was like maybe 13 years old, I was having a religion lesson with a priest. And that's a game he made us play. And
really?
I remember exactly what I was saying. And Amandine is exactly having the 5 characteristics that I had given at that time.
Okay, you've got to put those 5 characteristics down as well. Put them in the chat box, but tell me. Okay, what are they?
Pretty. So good looking.
Yeah. So hold on. Pretty and good looking is the same thing, yes?
Yeah. It's just to be, funny.
Yes.
Intelligent. I kind of could stop there if I had to stick to 3. And if I can add 2, I would add spiritual, which is almost the same as funny.
Okay.
and
I know a
faithful.
lot of spiritual people who are really not funny.
But then they are not spiritual.
And your fifth one?
Faithful. And faithful, I mean faithful.
Oh, faithful, yes. Okay.
And yeah, and maybe faithful, I don't hear it as everybody hears it, but.
So this thing about faithfulness, is it something that's really important to you?
The way I hear it, yes, it is.
If I had to ask you to choose one, the most important out of these five, which
Funny.
one would actually, pardon?
Funny.
So you would have a relationship with someone who is funny and unfaithful? No.
I can.
You could?
Yeah.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
But alors, first I ask for 5, you ask me, okay, you have to stick to 3 and then 1.
Exactly, but there is a reason. There is a reason for it. Okay, Ladislas, I haven't heard your wonderful voice, so I'm going to, hold on, why don't I see you here? I don't see you on my laptop, but I saw something coming from you. So, on the chat box, did I dream?
Yeah, I wrote it.
Ah, yeah. Oh, that's why, you're here. So, Ladislas, you had, okay, stimulative, someone that you can have a conversation with. Energetic.
Yeah, go on. Then I will.
Energetic and compassionate. Okay, so tell me a little bit more about that.
Compassionate, comfort. Like to be comfortable to look at the person and to be comfortable with myself as well, to be with this person. So,
okay.
One stimulant, it's actually how the person stimulates my senses. So it's not only about receiving, it's giving as well. So what are the senses that the person is getting out from me? It's what I can actually respond to it. So that's why I said stimulant. Then I say energy, it's how does this person shine, I would say. How this person shines with me, in the surrounding, and what is the energy of this person. So these are my 3 most important that I would choose or look at.
Okay. So I have a question for you, Ladislas.
And I have an answer.
I love that. Are you all these things?
Yes, but depend.
Brilliant.
I have my times.
You have your times. Okay, interesting. So thank you very much for that. Catalina, unique, truthful, and experienced. Okay, great. So this is very interesting because you're on a dating website, yes? So how could you find out if the person is unique, or how can you find out if the person is truthful? You can probably find out if they're unique if they tell you a few things about your experience, but truthfulness is hard to actually know, yes? Unless you experience it. But that's, I want to keep with that because it's very interesting. Florian, values, open-mindedness, and compassion. Okay, brilliant, Florian. I love that answer. You will soon find out why. And Sandrine, open-minded with interest in common. How do I feel when I look out? Him, someone who wrote, not a one-night stand, sensitive, humor, real. Okay, so Great answers. Because when you come to, when you create a relationship with someone, or when you create a relationship with your clients, by the way, yes, it is exactly the same thing. Because I look at business in the same way as I look at dating. Dating a potential partner is like dating a potential client. It's exactly the same dynamic. So you want to do business with people you want to hang out with, yes, and you want to do business with people that you resonate with. So you build relationship, long-term relationship on the basis, and this is the most fundamental thing, yes, number one is, and actually, Ladislav, when you spoke about energy, that is actually what matters, yes. A relationship, first and foremost, works if there is connection. Now, connection is great because it kind of, it's a beautiful thing to say. Yes, we feel connected. Yes, yeah, there is this thing about, oh my God, what's going on? You know, it's there. There is that connection. And whatever happens, it doesn't matter what kind of poo-poo can hit the fan. Yes, because you have that connection lasts all the time. And the connection is something that has to do with energy, is something that has to do with intuition. It's something that you can't explain. Then some of you talked about, Sandrine, you talked about someone who has the same, or you have interest in common. Yes. So interest is actually not a really good criteria for the basis of a relationship, because you could have the same interest and the person could be a real bastard. So honestly, you know, you could both like hiking or swimming or even cold breathing, and then discover that this person has no integrity, he's not truthful, and he's not a kind person. Choosing a partner on the basis of their interest says nothing whatsoever on the color of their character. And the way that you, and then there is chemistry, but chemistry, and there is a difference between connection and chemistry, because chemistry can be broken. You can have chemistry one day and then there is no chemistry the other. I mean, I'm sure that all of you have experienced that on one night stand. Yes, there is chemistry for a little moment, and then you wake up and you think, what the hell did I do? And you run away as quickly as possible. Yes, so you.
No, but that's called alcohol, Carole.
Pardon?
That's called alcohol.
Alcohol, yes. Or insanity, momentary loss of insanity. That's what it's called. So, and the best way, the best way to connect with someone and to ensure that you're going to have a long-term relationship, a client or a partner or a friend, yes, is to connect on the basis of, Florian, your values. So bravo, you got the right answer here, yes. The values are the thing that will connect you to the why. It is when you start explaining your values to someone and you connect on the same values and then want to build the same future, have the same idea about what you want to create, then that you create that connection. That's why there is connection in an exchange of values. I have values, I mean, Guy, you and you have and you share with Amandine the same values around family. Family is important to you. It's not important to the two of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So,
no, but you know, I was about to say, what if your values change?
Well, I would argue then there is no more partnership, because you cannot, if you have a change of value, unless a value of you is commitment. if your values, you should have 3 top values that really break or make a relationship. And you don't have to be in accordance to all of your values. Like there is no Mr. or Mrs. Perfect, but you need to be in agreement around a set core of values that are fundamental to the relationship that you're going to create, either with a client or with a friend or with a partner or with family, for example. Yes. So that's really, really important. And these 3 core values are make and break. So if one of your core value was to have fun, and then suddenly someone is not fun anymore, I mean, I would honestly think that as a core value, it's a pretty bad core value, because a few people go through crap in their life and they're not fun. But commitment, family, faithfulness, are values that you can agree on and build a relationship upon. So for example, if I move to Sandrine, Sandrine, you build, I hope you're still here, because yeah, you're here. You build something great. What are the core values of your that your clients share with you?
Real, authentic, ecologic, like respectful of environment.
So that's a value. That's a massive core value. You won't, I mean, just by the name of your place, yes, you won't have anyone that's not environmentally friendly and buying into your core values.
Of course not.
Exactly.
When I say interest, the word was not correct. For me, it was really related to that. Like if I see someone talking or his photo is drinking beer in a bar, of course, I will not be interested.
Because I'm not judgmental at all.
I don't say. I don't say that you cannot have a bar. It depends, but some guys, sometimes, you know, they're like partying, and when I see photo or the guy in front of the mirror is half naked, you know, in front of the mirror, I know it will not fit with my,
it will not fit your values. Exactly. Absolutely. So, and this is why the most successful companies that thrive, they communicate on the basis of their values, because it means that they then attract clients to them that share their values and are in alignment with them energetically. Yes, not only intellectually, but also energetically, which makes a massive difference. So when you think about yourself or the people that you have around you, when you think about your business, it really is about sharing my values, because when you share your values, it also speaks to a part of the brain that has to do with the little bit that switches on your instinct. So it goes back to what I was saying about having that gut feeling that, oh, this person is almost like the same as me. Yes, we share these things that are really very important to us. So you do that, and if you know your values, you then have much more chance to create a business that is and a life that is going to be successful, because it means that you can live with integrity. I'll give you just a quick example, because I work. So at the moment, I'm launching this online virtual world journey, and I speak to women who dream of traveling the world solo, and I ask them, you know, if you didn't have any limitation, what kind of woman traveler would you be? And they then would give me an example. Yes. So, for example, you know, for me, I define myself as French, free, fun, fearless, and fabulous. And when I travel, I want to travel, you know, with integrity and live my life like this. So I want to be all of these characteristics all the time. But I also have a dream of going to space when I'm 90 years old. So, you know, I'm adding the word galactic. I'd love to be a galactic traveler. Yes. So if I show up as a galactic traveler, now how does that impact on the rest of my life? And how does that make me create galactic things in my life? Because I can't just say, I'm going to be a galactic traveler and not be a galactic entrepreneur or a galactic woman. When you live with integrity, you have that across everything that you are doing, and your values are the same. Yes. So you can't just say, you know, Sandrine can't just show up and say, oh, I'm running an eco stay and not recycle. I mean, that would be completely crazy. Yes, it wouldn't work. Yes. So your values are your essence, and when people speak about your brand values or your brand essence, that's what we're talking about. I mean, I'm starting to have to think about being on Instagram, you know, which I don't like. But I have to think about the brand values of what it is that I'm talking about and communicating. So some of you, yes, actually, Ladislas, I didn't ask you what kind of business you want to create, but you have ideas of things that you would love to create. So how are your values in alignment with what you want to create? And then when you speak around your value, you speak around something that is unique to you. You have a mix of value that's going to make you attractive to your client and differentiate you from everyone else. And from what I can hear, I'm coming to you, Ladislas. I haven't forgotten you. And from what I can hear, all of you are kind of in the same business. It's all wellness, yes, and it's all healing.
No,
so
I'm
what,
not in the same business as you.
not you, Ladislas. That's good. You can escape, but it's for the other ones to think about once I'm going to talk to you. What makes you unique? Because I know many coaches. I have been to many eco stays. I know many people who are healing. But what makes what you want to create and what you want to put out unique, so that I will come to you rather than go anywhere else, especially right now in times of crisis, because you have to know what is so unique and different about you. So whilst I'm having a little chat with Ladislas, can you please think about this, and could you express to me what are your main 3 values? And if you don't know them, that's fine. I'll give you a little tip on how to find them out. But what is it that's unique that you want to create? Because if you don't want to create anything unique, then it's not going to work, because you are unique. So what you're doing has to be a reflection of your own uniqueness. Otherwise, what bother? Yes, that just go and be an employee somewhere in a bank. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. But Ladislas, tell me.
So, I need to do a little bit of history first, okay?
Oh my God.
So I was living back in Canada in 2000, early 2000, 2004, 2005. And I was a singer actually, okay? And I was doing it for 4 years, and then we stopped for some personal reasons and all this. And since last week, I was enlightened by an idea that why did I stop? So I had a dream actually, and I'm like, okay, I have to do it. It's not for me, it's for everybody. So I decided that I don't speak very good Indonesian, but I want to become an Indonesian singer. So,
that's amazing. Oh my God, I love that idea.
So I said myself, if it doesn't work, I don't care. I do it because I want to do it. And it's something that I can create. So I had actually my first class today with my Bahasa teacher, not speaking, but actually pronouncing right the words in Bahasa. And I already wrote my first song as well. and I have the group behind. So I brought everything together within 1 week because it's something that I really want. So I want to do it, and I don't know.
Ladislav,
I think that can stop me.
I mean, I'm interested in dating you.
Well, why not? Come. I can have like a little.
So tell me, I think this is amazing. It's definitely super unique. But why? I'm really interested in learning out. Why is it that you would love to do that? What's the vision? What's the why behind doing that? Because this is the difference between having something that's interesting, unique, and quirky, and that's what I call a wine night stand. Yes. And having something that's sustainable and makes an impact, yes? So tell me, what's the long-term vision?
So first of all, about the question that we asked before ourselves, I was replying to them. So actually who we are first. And I'm a joker, I'm a fool at the same time, but it means I love to be funny. I love to be seen. It's a need for me. I was doing theater back in Canada for more than 5 years, and it's a drug for me. So when I'm on the stage, I'm enjoying it. So it became as a drug for me. Where is it coming from? Well, it's a mix of ego and the creativity. Okay, so I like to be seen. So it's for my ego something that maybe it came from my past when I was doing the theater. I wasn't sure about myself. And then with the experience, when I experienced all this, I get more confident in me. But the genius side, I was always saying, like, once we die, there is only one thing we can leave behind. It's our footsteps. Okay, so music, writing a book, something creating, to create something
Legacy.
that will never die. Yes.
Yes.
So this is why I want it. I want to be here, even when I'm not here anymore, physically.
Yes. So it's very interesting, yes, because this is what I would like to say to that, which is that it's not what you do, is why you do it.
Yeah, why I do it.
So, because you could, and that is the thing, like every time you will get into your genius and perform, it will be successful and you will be happy. Every time you will start from your ego and your and your need to be seen, and that is completely, it's completely out of the insecurity of not, I don't matter, I don't belong, yes. Then you create complete and utter dissatisfaction, and it becomes very addictive, and it becomes something that that is very unhealthy because it comes from the wrong place. So it's not the what you do, the what, and that's what it makes the why even more important in that context, is the understanding why is it that I'm doing it. If I'm doing it to have fun, if I'm doing it for a higher purpose, a purpose that is above me, yes, then we're starting to talk. The reason, the reason why people have success, it's because they look at the higher purpose. So if you look at, Apple, it's a typical example that everyone uses, yes? The way they present themselves, like a normal computing company will say, I offer great computers at great values for that work fast. If you hear that, do you want to run to the shop and buy from them?
Yes. Well,
you do?
But it's two ways. It's yes and no.
Okay, so
more questions, but it's like, okay, I want to be sure, so I will go there. So I will just check, is it like that or not? So I give a chance.
Great. Okay, brilliant. So that's it. So automatically you question whether they're true because it's a statement. It's not based on value. Now, if I told you that everything I do is to challenge the status quo, to think differently, to make beautiful products that are simple to use and help you connect with the world. And this product just happens to be a beautiful and gorgeous looking computer that is very, very fast. Does that resonate more with you?
Of course, because you explained it more. So
but I'm telling you why. I'm telling you the fact that my value is around breaking the rules, and it's around making things differently. So I'm appealing to your values and your same way of thinking. So hold on. Now, and so first of all, are you in Bali?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so Canggu on Friday night at the Flow. Yes, open mic. So I will be there on Friday, so I'm seeing you.
It's me trying to date with him.
No, you can come. You can come too, you're invited. And you're going to sing.
I'm not a professional singer, but you know, like I want
No, it's not professional. It's not professional, it's open mic. So you're coming, we're meeting physically on Friday, yes. And from 7 o'clock, I'll be there at 7:30. And you'll be singing your song in Indonesian, in Bahasa. And you will be explaining why, what is the purpose of the song. You see, if you were to tell me, I write song in Indonesian so that I can cross borders and that I can speak about subjects or make fun out of foreigners and entertain Indonesians, I think this is a really pretty cool, it's a cool why, yes? But there is a reason. I have a friend here, Corey, who writes and just released a couple of singles, and his purpose is to write songs to educate young men into understanding their purpose and the role that they can bring, the impact they can bring into the world. Because there are very few, he's a young black, Rasta guy, and well, he's got dreadlocks, he's not a Rasta. And there are very few really interesting and inspirational role models that are there to follow, to inspire you to create something that is really beautiful, with lyrics that don't have any swearing in them, with lyrics that are respectful of women, yes, things that is very, very rare to find right now. So once you have a purpose, you have a meaning, and you have a message that is so much stronger that you can then communicate on in social media or to your clients. Yeah, so this is really the essence of it. So everyone, values. I would love to see your top 3 values. Thank you so much. I'm so happy I'm going to see you on Friday. Communicate. Yeah, absolutely. I'm reading poetry, so I'll probably do a French song. And I don't have any voice, so don't worry. Like you won't be the only one to make a fool of yourself if you do. Yes, you could be a raging success, saying and everyone wants your autograph at the end of the night. Who knows? It's a brilliant vision. So tell me, Jan, everyone? Can you please write down your 3 top values? Because these are the things that you really should breathe through day in and day out, and to not know your 3 top value is to live an unconscious life. I insist, like a French teacher would do. Yes, I'll be very bossy on that. So give me your values. And in the chat box, I will give you a place where you can go to do a little exercise. And you can look at someone who is called Brené Brown. Brené Brown is the goddess, the queen, the empress of gratitude and compassion. And if you Google her on Brené Brown value set, you will see that she's got a PDF that you can download. And the exercise is you have a list of, I don't know how many values, maybe 100, and you've got to go down to 3. Yes. So you go by eliminating half of them, and then you go back to them, and you do 20, and then you do 10, and then you do 5, then you do 3. So I would say, Jan, that authenticity, it really depends about what makes you authentic. Yes. What do you consider is authentic? Authenticity changes all the time with modernity. So what does it mean to be really authentic? Define that. Yes. Well-being. Okay, and curiosity. Authentic, proactive, and compassionate. Okay, evolution. So someone who has a growth mindset. That's brilliant, Florian. Someone who is into well-being, is interested by that, yes, and is curious. Fabulous. Any others? Sandrine, can we have yours? Katarina Ladislas, can you please share yours? That would be amazing. So for example, for me, one of my core values is adventure. Yes, a couple of days ago, actually yesterday, I think, yes, I posted something where I woke up really angry, you know, and I thought, like, I'm in paradise, I'm in Bali, and I'm angry. What the hell is going on? Yes. And I just realized that since I've arrived, I've just not done anything but work and go to the flow and listen to poetry for an hour and a half, yeah, or music. And I haven't been on my little Scoopy adventures, yes? So tomorrow I'm taking a Scoopy adventure, going back to Ubud and meeting a lovely woman called Aniek, who does wonderful experiences for tourists in her village. So I was missing that, yes? And that was the reason why. So this why, it comes back all the time in every single thing. Like, I was born as a very curious child, and I asked why all the time. My teachers, Guy, you shared being at Sunday school, you know, having what we could go into Catholic school. And my teacher, my Sunday school teacher, she would go to see my parents and ask them if they knew what kind of questions I was going to ask, because they wanted to prepare. I asked so many weird why questions that they wanted to have pre answers before, because I was always catching them. So Guy, you now your three top kind of values. Have you changed them or not? Has that made you think differently? Have you thought of other things that are important to you?
Yeah, you're making me think, for sure, and it's rare, you know.
Yes, I know. I know, this is why I'm in your life.
I don't know. You want me to give three values, because it's different than the criteria. Value and criteria
exactly.
are different things. So
the criteria were like this, but what would be your values?
I would say I borrow you the adventure.
Yes.
I would say adaptability, connection, and fun.
And fun. Okay. Thank you very much. Beautiful. So I'd like you to take away a couple of exercises. Yes. Especially those of you who are creating a business, but even if you have created one, to make sure, or even give with your project in France that might move to Nouméa, to make sure that you can express what you've created in a very sharp manner and in a way that just cuts through the BS, yes? And clarity and concisiveness, I think there is a word like that, are things that are very, very difficult to get, especially for French people, because we are very lyrical, we love to talk about philosophy, and every time we say something, it takes us 5 hours to say something an English person or an American can say in 5 seconds. So it's still an exercise that I'm working on. Like, you know, if you're Swedish, you'd have less problem than the French or the Spanish or the Italian. And I don't know about how it is in Slovakia. But you start with things such as, okay, thank you, Guy. I created my business because. So if you start, I created my business because, and it's a one sentence where you tell me why did you create your business? I created my business because. So one sentence that you can do and ask yourself. The other sentence is I believe in. So what do you believe in? Because these are really, these are really great questions to have conversations around. Yes. What do you believe in? Instead of where do you come from? And how many weeks have you been in Bali, or when did you arrive? Yes. Like, Jan, you wanna connect with people? Ask questions like that. What do you believe in? Yes. Do some authentic relating. Alex and I, we can also teach you about authentically relating. Yes. But that's where you get those deep connections. So, it's not necessarily the fact that you have to be, or that one has to be extravert. It's the quality of the question that you ask, which then impact on the quality of the conversation. Yes. And the last question would be, I want to show the world that. So that's another thing. I want to show the world that. Brilliant.
Can you repeat the second question?
Yes, the second question is I believe in. So I created my business because I believe in, or I want to show the world that. For example, it is, I want to show the world that you can transform yourself through travel. That's what I want to show the world. You can transform yourself, you can transform your life through travel. That is not only about just going to a country, do a little cooking experience, do a little, bicycle tour. No, we're talking about life changes here. You can transform your life, you can transform your future, you can transform yourself, you can transform others through travel. There you are, everyone. Spot on time, 15:30. Phew. Excuse me, how was that? That doesn't happen often. I never managed to do that for my own events. So, I must be scared.
Carole, I want to start by really thanking you for, not only the content and the applicability of everything you shared, but also who you are, and you're embodying what you teach. We can really feel you and feel your heart. And this is something that, beyond the words you used, you're just breathing it, so it's a real joy. So tell us a little bit, for people who are interested in working with you, what does that look like?
So I do different things, yes. So first of all, if you're interested in, because a few of you have got ideas, but not clarity around your vision, if you want a vision reading, yes, I do that. I do a 2-hour guided meditation process where I dig into your heart like a soul detective, and I dig out all your ego, because I'm French and I can smell bad smells from very far away. I've had 50 years of intense training in doing that. And you know what they say, that you can't actually really see the picture. Oh, what is it? You can't see the picture when you're in, you can't see the picture when you're in the frame, yes? So the thing is, when you try to find out things about your vision and try to play big, there are always feelings of limitations that are limiting your dreams and beliefs. And by the way, that's one of the reasons why you're doing Alex's course. It's because you want to get over your own limitations, yes? So you want to go at a different level. And so you get in touch with me. I'll put my email address here, yes, at Gmail. Welcome. Here we are. Yes. So you can contact me there. And if you are, and then we'll take time, we'll have a discussion, especially for those who are in Bali. Yes, we can meet face to face, definitely. But I do that remotely. Yes, so I've done many vision readings online. I'm doing one next week with someone who is in Belgium. So it really energy crosses over Zoom very well. There is no problem with that. And then if you are a woman, yes, and I'm sorry, gentlemen, it is actually something that I will be working on probably in the next year to do it for men as well. But if you are a woman and if you are aching to travel and learn things about different cultures, then I have this beautiful, soulful, magnificent, and fabulous and fun, wonderful around the world journey where I get you to visit 7 different countries. So we go to Argentina, to Peru, to France, to Lithuania, because I lived there for 4.5 years at the collapse of the USSR. We go to Bali, of course, Ethiopia and Benin. So these are all countries where I have lived or I have worked, because I'm an international expert in responsible tourism as well. And we learn a different life lesson from each of these women. So, for example, in France, you learn how to be sassy, sexy, and classy as a woman. Or in Benin, you learn how to move from your masculine warrior into your feminine warrior and get men to do whatever you want them to do, which is very, very, very practical and a great asset. Yes, Benin is the home of the Amazon warriors. So this is why we're learning that there. So if you want to know more about that, do the same. Contact me on my email address, yes. And I have a YouTube channel, which is called Carole the Explorer. So you can have a look. Yes, it is me. I decided to inspire myself from Dora and thought we'll upgrade and I'll become Carole the absolutely. So it's called Carole the Explorer. There are lots of videos on there because I did some videos during COVID, which is called Travels Around My Bedroom and Travels Around My Heart. And I will soon start a new, thank you, a new series on Bali. Yes, which will be travel with my Scoopy. So I'm on Instagram as well and Facebook. But if you look on Insta, on the Carole_the_explorer, you'll find me. There you are. This is me. A lot of things in a small package.
Thank you,
small
Carole.
And mighty.
Thank you, Carole. And I can tell you, for having not only worked with Carole, but recommended Carole to business owners, what I can tell you, and I can name them, but what they said is usually they came with an intention of figuring out maybe a better marketing strategy for their product, and they were established brands, and they come out of working with Carole on personal life-changing vision. So it was something that they felt somehow they wanted to improve their marketing, but they didn't realize how disconnected they were from their brands. And working with Carole allowed them to create that bridge and realize, why am I doing what I'm doing? And then realign that and it helped them not only professionally, because of course then their business was in flow, but also help them personally in their connection with their partners at every level. So highly recommend to everyone watching this, either now or in replay, to work with Carole. She's fantastic. Carole, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. Thank you everyone for taking the time to come live.
Thank you. Yes, thank you everyone for being so game. Yes, and answering my questions. So it was really wonderful to be able to spend some time with you.
All right, so join me everyone to send some love to Carole. Everybody inhale. All right, guys. And with that, I'm going to close for the day. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Au revoir.